With internal reactions to Adam Cole's injury in AEW and more, this is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we move on, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Rambles with notifications on, and don't forget to like the video. Revealing how WWE wanted her to be like the Barbie doll, Tiffany Stratton told Comic Book Nation, "The whole Barbie stuff, I actually wanted to be called the Buff Barbie doll since the very beginning. I pitched the Barbie stuff for a while and they always told me that, oh, we can't trademark Barbie, it's already a thing, but I was actually, so when I was a bodybuilder, I got on the little Snapchat stories thing and they called me the Buff Barbie doll and I thought it was so cool. It matched perfectly, and then I tried to bring it to WWE and they told me no, but I think just with the Barbie movie coming out, I think it was just the perfect time to put my name in the Barbie letters, the pink gear, and just kind of incorporate some Barbie stuff there." Speaking about gearing up for WrestleMania, Cardi B told Hot Ones this about an outfit for the grandest stage of them all. "Very skimpy outfit for WrestleMania, but I feel like my entrance would have to be grand. Like, what's her name? Melina? Do you remember her? She used to walk in with two guys and then she would do a whole split on the ropes. She would enter on a split. I would have to enter grand like that. She was just crazy." Former Impact Wrestling star Sami Callihan is now free from his contract and open to taking bookings, as he wrote on X. "For the first time in almost 3 years, I will be taking select any bookings for matches, seminar signings, appearances, etc. DMs are open." Discussing potential TV rights deals for NXT, Shawn Michaels said during the No Mercy media call that, "I would prefer to be on what I would feel like would be a younger, hipper kind of network. That's just me because that's what NXT is. I think it's like college football. There's an energy and excitement about NXT and Gain. Our partners at USA have been fantastic over the years, and we have proof to show that we've grown in that demographic, but sometimes I wonder if we have a lead-in for like a Marvel movie, then it would be an opportunity to open ourselves to a new fan base. People smarter than me will be handling that. I do know that, again, we love doing this. I think you'd be crazy not to 1 hour show on your network. I'll be waiting with you guys to see where we end up." With many wondering what brand in WWE Jade Cargill will be on, the former AEW champion said this about it on the Stay Busy podcast. "Obviously, that's up to the owners of the system, right? But I can come down to NXT and prove why I am Jade Cargill and why I am where I am. I can definitely do that. That's easy for me to do. So if they want to call me out, I can definitely come down there and show them exactly why I'm positioned in the perfect spot." Touching on the details for his new Impact Wrestling contract, PCO told Les Antipods, "The company began approaching me in White Plains on the weekend of September 8th and 9th. They said they wanted to re-sign me, that they wanted me to stay in all that, and that it was important for the company. I asked if they could increase my salary and, creatively speaking, if I could get more involved with my character. The next day I thought we were going to agree on terms. It came close twice, then it drew on a bit. Then I was told that we had to reach an agreement, at least on the phone, before Memphis, which was the 22nd or 23rd, in order to know how to book Memphis and Bound for Glory. On Saturday, no news, no phone calls, radio silence in a sense. There are a lot of people around me in the locker room who have not been renewed yet and who finished on the 22nd, so I figured I wasn't going to stretch it until Bound for Glory, since my contract finishes on October 30th. I felt negotiations were tough, so I decided to control how I was going to leave. I think that's part of the negotiations too. When there's radio silence after they tell you, we want you and we will sign you, there's like some kind of war of nerves that is being played. Who will break first? If they show too much interest, they know you're going to ask for the moon, but if they show less, they think you're going to feel less important. The goal is to find the right balance." As LA Knight was absent from SmackDown, Steve Carrier of Ringside News noted that LA Knight had to miss last week's episode of SmackDown, and we're getting a bit more information about what those plans were. We were told that AJ Styles was set up for this stretcher angle even before LA Knight had COVID. Taking to social media, former WWE star Matt Riddle would tease that something is coming for him, posting a photo that says Riddle OG. Going over the reactions to the release of Mustafa Ali in WWE, Sean Ross Sapp revealed that needless to say there were several people unhappy with Mustafa Ali's release from WWE. Ali had been effectively moved to NXT where he was gaining steam on the brand. Sources that Fightful spoke to were frustrated with the lack of communication between WWE and NXT. Specifically, we were told that some of the frustrations emanated from the fact that there's been a renewed effort to stack NXT with familiar names, in addition to losing one of those names. A planned match with two main roster talent in Mustafa Ali and Dominic Mysterio is now off the table. Those that we heard from said there was no indication as of Tuesday that Mustafa Ali was going to be cut, and even no indication cuts would happen to anyone with a main roster contract. Asked if her plan was to always join WWE, former AEW TBS champion Jade Cargill told TMZ Sports, "No, not in general. If the plan was to always join WWE, this was something that I've been going back and forth in my head in the past couple months. You know, if this is really what I want to do, and taking the leap, because you never know, in wrestling things can go left, it can go right, it can go up and down. And I just took the time I was home. I took the time to really register and determine what I wanted to do in this industry, and taking the leap was the best thing I could do." With a screenshot of an email claiming that AEW had well over 80,000 people in attendance for their All-In event in London, Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics wrote, "I've seen the screenshot of an email where someone from Brent Council appears to have disclosed yet a different number as the attendance for All-In. I've sent an email to the member of Brent Council who purportedly sent the email, asking them to confirm whether the email is authentic. If real, there's a good chance the number is the number of tickets distributed for the event, which WrestleTix estimated on September 6th as 83,131. Background information: AEW announced 81,035 as tickets sold. A different member of Brent Council on September 13th said the turnstile count number of ticketed fans who entered the building was 72,265. The AEW Freakazoid Nightmare replied, "I'm more of a journalist than these bloggers. The email floating around was fake. I reached out to the guy in the email. He confirmed that AEW's all-in attendance is 72,265. You need to stop believing these bloggers who can't even send a simple email to fact check." Then Steve Carey of Ringside News said, "Had a feeling it was fake after a few fanboys were aggressively emailing me it. It's like they wanted us to put the word out in a Ringside News-like article. Seemed fishy, so we chose not to cover it. It's very easy to stage false emails. Not surprised one bit. In fact, I would be even less surprised if the fake email originated from someone in that company." Asked if he would ever have CM Punk on NXT, Shawn Michaels said during the No Mercy media call that, "Of course we'd welcome him in NXT. I don't know if he'd want to do it here. He'd want to go to the main roster." Going over the situation with Edge potentially going to AEW and his WWE status, Ringside News said, WWE Hall of Famer Adam Edge Copeland's contract status with the company has been the subject of much speculation recently. His WWE contract was set to expire at the end of this week, and there have been ongoing discussions about his future in the wrestling world. In an intriguing development, it has been reported that Edge has been removed from WWE's internal roster, according to PWInsider.com. While he is still listed on WWE.com's public roster, internally, Edge is no longer listed as a part of the company. This situation has raised questions about Edge's status and potential plans. He recently wrestled what was thought to be his last match under his WWE contract, facing Sheamus on SmackDown in August in his hometown of Toronto. However, Edge later hinted that he had a new contract extension waiting for him if he chose to sign it, leaving his future with WWE uncertain. It's worth noting that Edge has removal from the internal roster occurred earlier this month, although he was briefly added back to the miscellaneous list, which includes talents who are injured or not a part of the regular roster but have a connection to WWE. Ringside News exclusively reported that he was never actually removed and added back. Instead, he was simply moved within the internal structure. As of October 1st, Edge is believed to be free to sign with any wrestling promotion, and there have been rumors of interest from All Elite Wrestling dating back to 2019. WWE eventually cleared Edge to return to the ring for a memorable comeback at the 2020 Royal Rumble. When it comes to AEW's thoughts on Adam Cole's foot injury, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful said, "Due to the nature of pro wrestling, many questioned if Adam Cole's injury was legitimate. DPW announcing his match against Chris Danger following the injury. They later said the match is off due to injury, and the masked men showing up at the end of Dynamite led some to suspect he wasn't injured. The word within AEW is that he is legitimately scheduled for surgery and will be out for quite some time. When seen, he was wrapped and had crutches and required help traveling. So if for some reason he wasn't hurt, everyone else isn't in on it." And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.